Okay, we'll start now. It's almost 10, 5, 6 minutes we have waited. So in the morning session, we have started about the discussion about the sorting of array. So we are going to see sorting of array. So different elements will be given there, and that elements we need to arrange. It could be ascending or descending. Generally, only sign is going to change. The sign is going to change. That is only going to matter in the ascending or descending order. We have seen one program in a one-dimensional array. In that, we have seen how to find the minimum member and how to find the largest member. So that program you are awareness. I have initially in a morning session I have given one task that you have to revise the previous lecture in the okay, so we need to arrange this kind of elements. So arranging this kind of array as a called as a sorting of. Generally, it could be done by selection sorting or bubble sorting. There are two techniques. We are going to see selection sorting. Sorry, first we are going to see a bubble sorting. That I will explain. Then there could be selection sorting. So these are the techniques that find or it could be arranging the particular elements. How the elements are arranged, ascending or descending. So apart from this bubble sorting, selection sorting, there could be quick sort, deep sort. So there are different n number of techniques are there. So these techniques are generally utilized for the sorting the different array members. Apart from that, so syllabus is limited to we are going to apart from that self sorting there and bubble sorting there. So generally there are 6 sorting techniques are there for arranging different elements in the array. So we are need to arrange these array elements. So it could be ascending or descending. So these are the techniques. Generally our syllabus is going to limit bubble sorting and selection sorting. And if you compare only bubble sorting or if you understand only bubble sorting, it will be okay. But we are going to study this bubble sorting and selection sorting. So in this technique, what we are going to do is in bubble sorting generally there are different elements. Suppose I write the elements. I will take the same example so that it will be better to understand 11, 15, 36. So there could be n number of elements are there. So we need to arrange this kind of elements. So there are 5 elements. So it can be identified by AI or it could be also identified by A5. This kind of one-dimensional array. So these array we need to arrange. So in this particular technique, what we are going to do is we are comparing two values. So in the morning session, we are comparing this element with this element. So AJ element is going to compare with AJ plus 1. Obviously, we are going to use this kind of inner loop so that each element is going to compare. So each element means first element is going to compare with this element. If AJ is greater than AJ plus 1, then there would be a swapping of number. Number is swapped. So how the number is swapped? The value of the first number is assigned to second and the value of second assigned to the first one. So how we can do that? So we need to arrange this. So if this condition is become true, this condition is going to number is swapped. So how the number is swapped is whatever the value of first number is assigned to second to the first one. So we need another third variable. So you cannot assign that AI is equal to AJ is equal to AJ plus 1. And we cannot say that AJ plus 1 is equal to AI. So each time it will be valued the same. So you cannot do this way. So swapping will not be possible. What we are going to do is we have to assign AI AJ value, the first value, with some other variable 10. So some other XYZ you can take. This variable you have to assign. Then first value or second value is assigned to first. Second value is assigned to first. Now this tenth value is going to assign with a j plus 1. This is the swapping of number. Suppose we need to swap the two numbers, then it could be done by using this simple technique. Swapping of number. If you understood this, then program will be okay. How to do the swapping of number? It could be done, or how to exchange the two values. How to exchange the two values, interchange between these two variables. It could be done by this. Suppose there is a value of x and y, and we need to exchange. So what we have to do is we have to take some other variable j that is assigned by the x. Then what we have to do is we have to assign the next value y to the x, and the j value is now assigned to the y. So this way we have assigned this x value and y value, ultimately z value or ultimately x. So we have assigned y value to x, ultimately x value is assigned to j and j value is assigned to y. That means y is now got the value of x, x has got the value of y. So this is the swapping of numbers. These values are interchanged. When it is possible, we are using in a bubble sorting. In bubble sorting, we are comparing two values. We are comparing these two values. So suppose this is the first value and this is the second value. So we have to compare this way that I will take selection sort next. So what we have to do is if the value is greater, means whatever the AJ value, this is the value is greater, the number is swapped. Number is swapped. So what we have to do is we have to compare 11 and 15. If 11 is greater than 15, 11, 15 to 36. Is 11 greater than 15? No. So it is a no swapping here. No swapping. So now next, the value are compared 11, 15. Now 15 and 2 is compared. Is 15 greater than 2? Yes. So the number is swapped. That is 2 into 15. So 2 and 15 is swapped. Now here 36. Then so only two numbers are swapped. Now next time, these two values are going to compare. Is 15 greater than 13? Yes. So again 11 to 13, 15, 6 number would be remain. Position of this particular element would be like this. So again next time this number is going to compare. Is 15 is greater than 6? Yes. So again 11 to 13, 6. No, 15 is greater than 6. So it will be okay. So 15 is greater than 6. So this is the first pass. This is the first pass. What we have done, we have compared these values and we have swapped the number whether the first number is larger. If the number is larger, you have to swap the number. If it is larger, you have to keep at the below. Just like that, you are keeping this number below. So small numbers are going at the bottom. Okay, at the second pass, what is going to happen? Something has happened here. Is 15 greater than 6? Yes. So number has swapped here. 6 is 15 because this is AJ and this is AJ plus 1. AJ is greater than. So number would be swapped. So 11 to 36, 15. So this is the way we have kept the largest number at the bottom. Now this largest number have come to the bottom. Second pass we have to do. This is the first pass. Now in the second pass, same row, we have to compare 11, this 11, 13, 6 and 15. So number are swapped. So again two numbers are compared, 11, 2. Is 11 greater than 2? Yes. So number is swapped. 2, 11, 13, 6, 15. So again, this 11 and 13 number is compared. Is 11 greater than 13? No. So here, no swapping. Again here, next level. So 13 and 6 number would be compared. Is 13 greater than 6? Yes. So number would be swapped. 6 and 13 and 15. So again, 13 and 15. Is 13 greater than 15? No. So number will be keep as it is. 2, 11, 6, 13, 11 and 5. So by this we have now kept the second largest number at the second position. So this is the second pass. Now it will be done by third pass, fourth pass. So this will be third pass. At the third pass, third position will be occupied. At the fourth pass, fourth position will be occupied. And then at last, final position will be occupied. If there are n numbers, n pass will be done. N numbers are there, n comparison will be done. So in a single pass, what we have to done, we have to compare next two number and adjust to number to that particular number. So we are going to compare each time aj and aj plus 1. So j value is going to increase. J value would be initially 0, 1, then it would be 1, 2, then it would be 2, 3. So 3, 4. So each time the element would be compared, and each time we are going to swap the number. If this number is going to aj is greater than aj plus 1, what we have to do? We have to change the position. Aj number is assigned to the aj plus 1 and aj plus 1 number is assigned to aj. That means number would be swapped. If this condition is not there, no swapping would be there. Only we are going to do is this comparison condition. Swapping. Temperature is equal to what temperature TMP. This condition will be going to prevail only when this condition is true. Okay. This is swapping of number. Whenever this condition is true, number will be exchanged. So this is a single swap, single pass. So in a single pass means, so in a single pass, what we have to do is we have to use a for loop from I equal to 0 to I less than whatever the numbers are there. So obviously, so this is obviously j. So j is equal to 0. J is less than equal to j plus plus. How many times this swap will be done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this number we occupied at that particular position, at the first pass means at the I is equal to 1. Second pass I is equal to 2. So this way, first pass I number will be 1. I number will be 2 here at the second pass. How many passes will be there? This kind of 1, second, third, or if there are 5 elements, 5 passes we need. In a single pass, there would be a 5 comparison or the 2 comparison would be there. So j is equal to 0 to j is less than I minus 1. I minus 1. How many passes we require? The passes would be, there would be n elements. N elements would be there. N elements, and in that n elements would be there. And in first pass, there would be n minus I. We required a comparison n minus I. This is for a single pass. For this first pass, we have to do this. For first pass, using this, we have done the how many operations? It could be j0 to n minus I. J is equal to 0 to n minus I. So n would be number of elements. Suppose there are 5 elements and n minus I. So suppose I is equal to 1. So this is the n number of elements minus, if this is the first pass, n minus 1, 4. So that means 0 to 4. Why I am writing the 4? Because there would be 4 swapping of number. So because of that, there would be, if this position is fixed, so there would be only 4 remaining. After this number is fixed, only 3 elements would be remaining. So this way, when I value changes to 1, there would be 0 to 4. When I value changes to 2, it would be 0 to 3. I value changes to 3, 0 to 2. Obviously, it would be, we are fixing this number and the bottom number is fixed. So automatically number of iterations would be reduced. Number of iterations would be reduced. That's why they have written n minus I. N minus I. This is the one of the most important thing to understand. We start, that is not the part of the programming. Just to understand this part, we have written that j is equal to 0 to n minus I. Just think how it is needed to write n minus I. I have explained at the first pass. What we have to do is we have fixed the last number. Obviously, this number is fixed at the starting of this particular pass. Number was fixed, so largest number at the bottom. So we have to do is only second last number. So by this, number of iterations will be reduced. So it would be reduced by the, depending on the how much in which pass you are. In which pass you are. So if it is n is equal to 2, definitely it would be, there would be a 4 swapping, 4 comparison. So 4 comparison, 4 would be there first. So obviously, if the single element is reduced, the comparing between these two members would be reduced. So automatically, we not needed to compare these two values. Not need to compare. By default, number are fixed. Here we have fixed 15 number. Means 15 number automatically by comparing this swapping come at the bottom. By second pass, comparing automatically 13 number come at the second position, second last position. By default, 15 is at the last position because in the first pass we have done the procedure such a way that 15 has come to the last position. In the second pass, 13 number is going to come at the last position. No need to compare this 13 and 15 because by default we have done the 15 number at the last position. By default, we have done the 15 number at the last position. So it will be at the last position. So we have to consider up to the fourth number. That's why n minus I. So number of iterations will be required n. So this operation required depending on the 0 to n means n operation required. If n elements are there, we require n number of passes. If there are n elements are there, if there are 15 members are there, 15 comparing between these two values. So this way it will be okay if I write n is, even the program is going to run, but it will not be valuable because we have fixed this last number, second last. Third means by default each pass number have fixed at the bottom position. So we need to reduce that particular pass. That's why I have reduced by the I. So this is a single pass. This is only for the single pass. How many passes we have to do? So if there are 5 elements, 5 passes will be there. If there are n elements, n passes will be required. So this is for only single pass. Only we have done the bottom member. Bottom number has come to the last position by swapping the number of 2 numbers. So what we have to do is this swapping. How many times we require? Depending on the how many passes we require. So passes would be, if n elements are there, so again we need to write the for loop depending on the passes. I is equal to 1, I less than equal to n I plus plus. How many passes are there? How many n passes will be there. Simple. This is the only technique. This is the part that you need to understand for sorting the technique. So this is for only swapping inside the single pass, and this is for entire passes. Entire passes. So only we have done the one number at the bottom by using this. One number of the bottom by using this, and all members could be at the bottom or it could be arranged at the largest at the bottom, and this way it could be done by using this kind of operation. N number of passes we require. So we have to write this kind of program, or we need to arrange one more form. Just listen, just what I have written on the blackboard, write 2-3 times. Write 2-3 times. And just get, I will give you 5 minutes. Think on that. How this number is swapped. How the number is swapped. And this technique is called as bubble swapping. Comparing two values and swapping. Comparing two values, So these two values, these two values, these two values, these two values. So this is called as a bubble sorting. This is called as a bubble sorting technique. Just take a 5 minutes, write down the program. If you have any query, anything, you can ask. काय कोणाला क्युरी असेल तर विचारा. If you're getting type yes, at least type yes so that I can understand you are at least present here. Type yes if you're listening this part. Yes, there are few people they are listening. Blackboard also लिहून घ्या. We are going to write the program based on this technique. This is the only understandable part. Write down 2-3 times. Only 4 steps are there. This AJ comparison J step, and there is a I loop is there. Programming is not so easy. Whatever you think, whatever you have studied up to second year, it is what preliminary level. Here we have to list understood all hardcore programming. Any question, any query? If you have not understood what are the part, I will explain again. Guys, query nahi, you don't have any query. If we have written this program, we will write entire program. We need to write this program. So complete program we have to write. So in a bubble sort, simple. I will explain again. The numbers are these. So in that particular number, aj and aj plus 1. So suppose j is equal to 0, it would be 0 and 1. It would be compared. J is equal to 1, that number comparison would be 1 and 2. If it is 2, it will be comparison would be 2, 3. So this way, these two elements, these two elements, these two elements, and these two elements will be compared. So what would we compare? The value in this compared. If this number aj is greater than aj plus 1, number will be swapped. So the largest number comes down. If these two number is compared, largest number should come down. aj should be greater than aj plus 1. So it should be come down. So to come number down, we need to swap this number. The value of these particular numbers we need to swap. So swapping can be done by using this technique. So where we have added a third variable and aj value is assigned to a aj plus 1 is the value assigned to aj and aj plus 1 is assigned the temp value, that is value of aj. So aj value is assigned to aj plus 1 and aj plus 1 value is assigned to aj. So we require to swap by using this technique. So each time it will be swapped. So these two values, these two values, these two values, and these two values. So each pass, a single pass, what will happen? The largest number come at the bottom. If I write this, the smallest number come at the bottom. Okay, so just changing the sign, it will happen. So either ascending or descending order depending on this particular sign. So this is that doesn't matter. So we are going to do the such a way that the numbers are ascending order. So bottom number would be at the largest level. So smallest at the start, bottom one would be largest. So in a single pass, we have done a largest number at the bottom. So what about the remaining numbers? Again, we have to compare these two values, and these two values. So doing this, each time largest number will become at bottom. 11 2, so automatically 2 come 11 here. 11 13, automatically that 2 remains same. 13 6, automatically 6 and number will be set. If number is largest, number will become bottom. So aj position will be acquired. So this way, second number will come to the bottom. So these are the depending on the pass. First pass, second pass, third pass, fourth pass, and fifth pass. So At the first pass, the bottom number would be largest. Second pass, second largest number at the second last position. Third pass, from that last to third position would be come at that particular sequence. So at the fourth pass and the fifth pass. Now, if there are n members, if these members are n, we require n passes. So number of passes would be done 1 to n. So that we have done from here. I is equal to 1 to n. So n passes would be there. So each pass, what will happen? Each pass, these two numbers will be compared. These two numbers, first two, second, third, fourth, fifth. That will be done by aj is equal to 0 to a j n I minus 1. So that means, so we not require at the first pass we require n minus I means less than 1 pass would be comparison would be required. This is a comparison inside this loop. This is a comparison inside this loop. So in this particular comparison, j is equal to 0 to j is equal to n minus I, there would be comparison between these two numbers, aj and aj plus 1. If it is largest, the number would be swapped. If aj is greater than aj plus 1, means next adjacent number, it is a larger, the number would be swapped. So this way, number would be swapped. This is a single thing, single comparison. But how many comparisons we require? One comparison, second comparison. This is a comparison, second comparison, third comparison, fourth comparison. So depending on the comparison required to be this 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 comparison we need to require whenever we want to put this number at the bottom. If it is a 5 numbers are there, if 5 numbers are there, we need to do a 4 comparison. So if number is fixed now here, so the next time 4 numbers are there. So how many there would be there? How many repetition would be? There would be 3. That's why n I value becomes changes to 2. So number would be reduced. Each time this for loop would be reduced because I value would be at the starting one. It is going to increase. If it is increased by default here, the repetition inside the for loop would be reduced. So by default, if number is fixed at the bottom, largest number is fixed. So by default, number have reduced. So second largest is fixed, then number have reduced, and we need to compare less comparisons. So that's why this is the way the passes we have to do. In the first pass, we need to do 4 comparisons. In second pass, we need to do 3 comparisons. In a third pass, we need to do 2 pass. And fourth pass, a single comparison would be sufficient. Single comparison would be sufficient. Okay, we will write this program. Obviously, what we have to do is we have to input these elements and then we have to compare. I think this, if you understand this program today only, that will be the sufficient thing. So write header files, necessary header files, coding.h, stdio.h, or whatever the iostream.h that include. We have to include then void main. Whatever the data variables we have to write A100. Write the first statement. Obviously, we need to write I, J, 10. Or some other variable comes, we will write at the end. So first statement, how many elements we need to enter? The number of elements. Enter number of elements. Enter number of elements. Then we need to input the all elements also. So that could be done by input all elements. Input values of. We can put this statement here also because I is equal to 1 to n. That could be possible. We can do that with AI value we can do inside the loop also, but at this juncture we should go step by step. Input values of all elements. All okay, so that could be done by input the values of all elements. Obviously, elements are of array. So obviously we needed to write a for loop. I is equal to 0, I less than equal to n minus 1, I plus plus. So C AI. So this would be done. Elements are, we can do the input. Input part is over. Input part is over. So second step, now we can use this particular part. Here we are going to compare I value is equal to 1, means first pass is going to start, j is equal to 0. So j a1 and here it would be a1 and no sorry j0 and j 1, that is 0 plus 1 1. So a0 and a1 would be compared, and if it is larger, a0 is larger, so number would be set. Again j value changes to 1, a1 a2, a1 and a2 number would be compared. If it is means a1 is larger, then definitely would be there would be swapping. If it is not, again j value changes to 2, means a2 a3 will be compared. So this way all members would be compared in a single pass. So by default, whenever we do the swapping, by default the largest number come at the bottom. So single pass is over. Now we have to do for the second pass. For that purpose, again we require another loop. This process we have to repeat for the n number of times. This process of taking the number at the bottom. This is programmed for taking a number, largest number at the bottom. Largest number at bottom. Only we have done the largest number of the bottom by using this. So we have to do all members in a at the second last position. So we have done the n minus I, so that each time swapping will be stopped. So by number 1 means I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2. Each time the repetition would be reduced. Each time one repetition would be reduced. Okay, so this is the for a single pass. For n pass, we require I is equal to 1 to n. Means n members are there, n passes are required. So we have to complete this program by using this n curly bracket for the problem. So at the last, we have to write the actual arrangement. So we have to write a cout statement, sorting of array, sorting of ascending or arrangement of array is equal to, so how it would be done? Sorting ascending order of array arrangement can be done by is equal to, obviously we have to write a formula for I is equal to 0, I less than equal to n minus 1, I plus plus, and we have to write a cout a I. Write get ch here and complete the calculation. So this is only part of display. This is the display part. This is the input part, and this is the actual operation of the particular for the arrangement. How many people have got this? Bubble sorting. This is one of the most important parts in array. Bubble sorting technique. Write this program, write entire program. Now write this is a bubble sorting. We need to understood selection sorting also. Any question, anything? Let's see, we have to write here also. J we already taken. So this is bubble sorting. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to study selection sorting. In bubble sorting, what we have done, we have compared two values and keep the one member at the bottom. Then second pass, second member at the bottom. Same way, in a selection sorting, what we have to do is we have take initial member as a minimum or maximum, and we have to compare this member with all other members, all other array members, array elements, and we have to find minimum or maximum. If suppose we are going to find the minimum, that means ascending order we need, so we need to find a minimum number. So initially we have to compare each with minimum, we have to compare with all other members, and if minimum number is found, we have to keep at the first position. At the first position, we have to keep minimum. In a second iteration, what we have to do is we have to compare next member as a minimum, and again find out the minimum element between remaining array elements. So if you found, we have to keep at the second. So this way, each time we have to find minimum in a given array, and we have to keep the first position, second position, third position up to n position depending on the number of elements. Here we have to do an entire operation. We have to consider a single member as a minimum, first member as a minimum, and we have to compare all other members. And if minimum number is found, in the all operation, comparing this member with the all aj or ai members, this a0 we have to compare with ai, this I all members, and if minimum number is found at the I position, we have to keep at the fourth position. So this repetition we have to do for the remaining elements, and we have to keep for the second element, second position, third position, fourth position. So this way positions are fixed. First position minimum number is kept. Then entire this operation is again repeated. And again we have to find the minimum number, second minimum number it could be, and we have to keep at the second position, at the third position. So this is called as a selection sorting. Bubble sorting, just two values are compared and the numbers were swapped. So this was a technique for the sorting of array. Sorting of array. Anything you want to discuss with me? Anything you want to? Any questions? Kunal, Kai's question, and this is very surprising. Nobody has